Listen, I wanted to talk about culture since the nerd called in and you've won, and there's, movies and music. Movies are cartoons and music is now Glee, and everybody is an idiot. This is how bad we've gotten since we stopped bullying. And it's up on the iBank today. BuzzFeed had put this up as the best mitzvah invite ever. But I watched this and I wanted to say someone has to help this child because he thinks he can do this without the kids. You're not always going to be in a little Jewish school.
Right.
You know what I mean? You're going to have to interact with other people. So just watch this for a moment and tell me if this was your kid, how quickly you would stop him. It's put up on the iBang as you'll never unsee this mitzvah invite. I'm going to say it's probably safe for work, but not all work. Like if I was a cop, I wouldn't watch this at work. All right, put this up.
It might seem crazy what I'm about to say. The countdown's begun to my mitzvah day. Trying to study hard, but my head's up in space. Hands in the air, like I don't care, just wanna party. Because I'm Jewish. Clap along if you feel like Old Testament is the
And he
truth.
looks like Uncle Fester with hair.
Because I'm Jewish. Clap along if you're 13, that means you're no longer a youth. Because I'm Jewish. Clap along if you just tried Manischewitz and it tastes like juice. Because I'm Jewish. Clap along if you're my maid, you wear a really expensive suit. Cause all of me would
medley.
love all of you to come attend my mitzvah party. My mom will
Mitzvah.
probably cry and get all snotty. You're gonna lift all of me in a horror high above you. Check out the service at the beginning. I'll be the guy in the Bima tweeting hashtag I'm winning. You'll understand every word I read, even if you are not a Jew. Whoa. I'm gonna make my brother wear a dress.
Still going on.
Put my sister in a cage, just like my doggies.
What?
Cause my parents all kind of stressed.
There they are. They love him. He's
Well, I'll
precious.
do what I say. Cause this here's my party, and I'm allowed to be spoiled. Shouting orders like a king, and you cannot make a fuss. Even if you think it sucks, let me be your ruler. Call me King Brody, and baby I'll rule, I'll rule, I'll rule, I'll rule. That's my mitzvah fantasy. Let it go, let it go.
Seriously.
I am one with the wind and
This is
sky.
Bullies help.
Let it go. You'll never see me cry. I don't really have any mitzvah jokes here. I just always wanted to try that. Everybody get up. Bring a sleeping bag.
Now he's naked.
Don't even hesitate. We're going all night. That's how we celebrate. Maybe we'll all go deaf. Maybe we'll all go blind. Maybe we're out of our minds. I'm seeing blurred lines. Listen with my rabbi. Challah bread on standby. So happy I'm seeing blurred lines. RSVP to my party.
Oh my God.
It's all about me. Everybody get up.
Oh. And everyone loves this.
Oh my God.
Now this is the problem with Glee winning, because this is acceptable now.
I think it's more a problem with parents who think that their children are so incredibly precious and so incredibly talented that they think that the world will feel the same way.
You know what? I'm going to give the parents the pass when it's an infant or even a toddler. But this is a
It's a large child.
This is a 13-year-old because it's mitzvah time. When did we start getting that casual? And the whole thing is like, look at me, this is my day, as if he was an annoying bride.
It's the worst. It's worse than the Sweet 16 and worse than the
Well, you
bride,
couldn't be a more awkward age than 13. And
That's the last time. That is the least fun time of your life. I would not want a huge party where everyone was looking at me and taking pictures of me.
And it
at
stays
13.
like that.
If pictures of me at 13 were hung up over my parents' house, I would be pretty upset about it.
Why? You were a nice young boy then. 866-766-0339. 866-766-0339. Brian, go ahead, buddy.
Hey, that kid was nothing more than a trained schnauzer by his mom. There's no way he has the chops to put that together. His mom is behind that. And something that she's got to realize is that kid is at some point, going to get out of the circle that only includes her and her friends.
Yeah.
A lot of people wrote this in, which is really strange. Is that Jenny Hutt singing? A lot of people thought that young mitzvah boy was Jenny Hutt. Here's Josh in New Hampshire.
This is worse than a quinceanera. Honestly, this is driving a spike between Judaism and Christianity. This kid is going to get the shit kicked out of him when he goes to public school.
I mean, I don't want to overblow it, but I am on the side of Palestine now, and I never was.
Absolutely.
Now, here's the thing. To hear it is horrifying. To see it, a million times worse.
Way worse.
It's up on the iBang, and what this young man does before he has the sensibility to do it is, that's why you need an older brother or older kids to do the bully gimmick of stop acting like that.
Exactly. I don't condone bullying, but it is the truth of life. It's something that this kid is going to deal with. And you have this little roly-poly kid naked with his blurred lines. I mean...
Yeah, his blurred lines over what would, I guess, one day be a penis. You know what I mean? If nurtured properly, he'll be able to be out like that in public, but not now.
Also, I have to think, if this was a little girl, how would we be reacting about the parents making a video?
You would be saying, they've gone too far. They're sexual.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They're sexualizing her if they blurred out her bikini area.
But this is great for me because I never had a chance to see a 13-year-old Uncle Fester. So this is nice. But see, you do, I might have done something this stupid at 13, but I had parents, older brother and older sister, who would stop me and say, no, you're not doing this, and then call me what they considered the worst phrase ever. Larry Coker, who was a kid in the neighborhood who they didn't want me to grow up to be like. You're acting like Larry Coker. And I'd be like, he's a person. He's a human.
It's a way to be.
Yeah.
It reminds me of Fran Lebowitz thing where she's saying that if you're giving your kids so much confidence, not everyone is meant to be creative people.
Right.
Yes, you should encourage your kids to be creative, but you should not push it so far that they believe that they're good at things that they're not good at.
You know who's done that is Will Smith with his children. They gave those children so much love that they don't know they're nuts anymore. Those kids, they get out and they do stuff, and they're used to their parents going, Hercules, Hercules.
There's just a ton of confidence. Most of the young artists out there who maybe you think are not very good, the thing is they're just very confident.
Very confident. Now, this is over on the iBang. You want to go check it out. By the way, we're in a minority opinion that we think that this kid has gotten too much rope. His parents obviously love it. The friends love it. And BuzzFeed called it the best of all time because Glee has won. You know what I mean? Right. Rock and roll lives underground. Glee has won. Carlos in Westchester. Go ahead, Carlos.
Hey, how you doing? Love the show.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, I was just getting back to your question. Not question, but you said stuff about nerd culture and how all these superhero movies and superhero TV shows are on nowadays. In your day, wasn't it like Westerns? Wasn't it Westerns was like the main media thing that you guys watched? TV Westerns, TV movies about Westerns?
I don't know why I'm talking to you. I just don't know why you just brought up Westerns constantly. Westerns, yes. I'm going to go home and watch The Unforgiven this afternoon.
I love a Western, as you know.
Here's Sean. Sean, go ahead.
Can I download this song on Schmecklify?
See, now I don't want this to turn in to something. Yes. This is not...
Because people feel like they need to come forward and bully him.
Yes.
This is what the majority needs to do.
All right, here's Bud. Bud is very supportive of Mitzvah Kid. Go ahead, Bud.
Hey, it's Ed. Don't get me wrong. That was terrible, that kid singing. But I support him in the sense that, you know, if he can approach this as like a tongue-in-cheek thing, you know, the times are changing, Ron. You know.
Oh, I said that.
Nowadays, yeah, it's like, you know, they get these quick YouTube hits, and that's the entertainment that they have now. It's, you know.
Yes, but the entertainment could still be somewhat cool. It doesn't all have to be corny.
And it should be good.
Yeah. And it doesn't all have to be Frozen. Right. He's a boy at 13. He shouldn't be singing Frozen.
And, like, you know, if you think of it this way, if you're a parent and would you want your kid falsely confident that he could win a fight or, you know what I mean? Like,
right.
You wouldn't want him to be in a dangerous situation. I feel art is the same way. Do you want this kid to think that he's...
But what about...
He's going to age out of this, and it's not going to be cute.
Within 6 months.
Yeah.
And then, you know, he's going to have to deal with it when he's 16. But I'm sure that he goes to a nice private school now.
Right.
But it's not always going to be that way. And he's going to school with kids that he's grown up with, and he probably does this act, and everybody agrees with it. But now they're letting it go viral. You know? There's kids in Korea going like this. That kid a dick. You know what I mean? Like, you have to be careful with it. But there is, you know, where all the people come back and think that, you know, Don't Stop Believing is a great song is where we are now.
I know it stresses you.
Yeah, like they look backwards and go like, that must have been a great age. You guys were listening to Don't Stop Believing all the time. No, we weren't. Trucker Dan, go ahead.
Ronnie B, I love you and Gail on the air together. You guys
Thanks.
are great. My observation was that it couldn't possibly be Jenny Hutt singing on that video because she didn't challenge Chris Rock to get mitzvah.
Well, the thing is, I challenge Chris Rock to hate the cops now. This is Jenny Hutt. Wait, I'm just looking at my Twitter and I'm going to delete that video.
I wish
Ron
we could pull
tricked
that
me.
video up.
Ron tricked me. We should have ghost videoed it or whatever it was and played it every day. I'm sure we played it on the air, so at least we have the audio that we can go back and get. Kevin in Virginia. Go ahead, Kevin.
Hey, buddy. I grew up blue collar in Pittsburgh. You know, I'm 41, man, and I see all of my friends that have kids nowadays, especially boys, and they get to that age, and it's like they all just start dancing and singing and carrying on, and it's really uncomfortable. I mean, in my opinion, they're just being raised a little, you know, I don't know, feminine or something.
Feminine isn't even the least of his problems. You know what I mean? Feminine is about his fourth or fifth problem.
I mean, sure, this kid is clearly a little effeminate, but that's not what I think the problem is.
No, not at all.
The problem would be an intense amount of confidence in
something that he shouldn't be overly look, should he be doing this in his room? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Dance around your room singing into a hairbrush. But you've got 112,000 hits on this. You know? This is like if you were dancing around in your room, singing blurred lines into a hairbrush, right? and then you turned around and the curtains were open and you saw your neighbors laughing, you would have to dive on the ground, not still doing it in the window to them, which is what he's doing. And I'm going to use it in a term that he can understand. You don't want to be shaking your naked tuchus out there to the world.
In fact, I think his femininity is maybe one of the few things that I like about him. Like, I like that he's a little weirdo. I think that's cool.
That is cool.
It's cool to be a weird kid.
But be protected from it. Here's Eric. Go ahead.
Yeah, after listening to that, not only do I now want Iran to get a bomb, I want them to drop it.
Let's see. Now, that's not...
Look what we've opened up.
Yeah, that's not where we were going with this. We're on his side. We want him to do well. And the kid obviously has some humor about him.
Sure. I mean, he's weird. He's got a sense of humor.
Maybe we're wrong. Maybe it's great. Maybe this thing is great. Yeah. Maybe we love this kid. We just want to protect. We want to run wingman for him.
Yeah. I don't want anyone to beat him up in the locker room for
Look,
this.
I want everybody to understand this. This kid's under my protection right now. Anyone touches this kid, it's like touching me. And you're dead. Now.
I mean, I had a buddy like that growing up.
Yeah, imaginary.
No. Had real friends.
Did you?
He's a weird kid, a little feminine, if you know what I mean. A little born this way. I looked out for him.
Sure you did. With that short haircut of yours.
FH since day one.
Anna in Chicago.
Hi there,
Yeah.
Brian. I just had this conversation with my kids last night, and I'm totally going to use this video as the reason why they shouldn't be posting things
Good.
online. They don't realize, even beyond the bullying thing, you have to realize that stuff is going to be out there until they're like 35. I don't want to be looking at something like that. It's bad enough that there are pictures of me from that era.
Yeah.
But now, and I would kill my parents if they allowed me to do something like that. So I told them they can take all the videos they want, they can save them until they're adults, and then they can post them.
It's so funny that this is something that you have to worry about now. You're not uploading that. It's not good enough.
There's such a huge gap there between like what kids are working with and then like we didn't have that. We didn't have the ability to just release ourselves to the world that way. And it's so weird that kids can do that. And it's encouraged.
Well, it's encouraged because the parents, they have to take the kids to each thing. So that it's like you're part of it. Instead of having Kids World, you're there to see your kid the first time doing like you're in tumbling class till 3:15, and then we're going to volleyball, and you're just like, why are you with me all the time? Let me go out with my friends. And then you and your friends are going to sit in a hot tub while me and their parents look at you.
I didn't have any activities as a kid. I just wanted to come home, do my own thing, hang out with my friends.
Well, you had those friends. You had like a good neighborhood.
I had a good crew.
Where you guys were running around together, but it never, there wasn't a thing like where, you guys are going down to the woods? Well, us parents will come with you.
Yeah. Let us do what we need to do in the woods. The way children do. Children
whatever
rule.
happens. You're not
It's
going
like Lord of the Flies in there.
Well, here's the thing. It's not going to be. There's never been a book called Tom Sawyer and his mom. That's not an adventure for a child. And that's when me and my mom got on a raft. She told me I was doing good. Jim, Westchester.
Yeah, hi. I just wanted to say I felt like you were kind of busting on him a lot with his performance, but I thought the lyrics were hilarious.
Oh, no, they weren't. The lyrics were cheesy and stupid and perfect for a 13-year-old.
You know what
I mean? Like, they're perfect for him.
Yeah.
But you would not. Here's the problem. You wouldn't want to get on the Tonight Show with this act. And when you put this up, now 100,000 people have seen it. and get to judge it. This should be done for his family, dancing around the living room. And this stuff where like it's my special day and I'm the king.
That was the cringiest part.
That's the part.
Like congratulating him on saying that he's going to be spoiled and treated like a king.
And remember,
not a great lesson,
this thing isn't like a fun thing. This is an invitation to come to his party. He's sending this to people. And like you used to want to be act like, hey, the Hendersons are coming over. I want you to act like a gentleman today. You know what I mean? This is going to be your bar mitzvah. This is you turning into a man, right? Is what the religion believes. Is that a man right there? It's the exact opposite. And stop calling it a mitzvah. Why does this religion mean so little to you? You don't have the time to say bar?
Not enough time. I need to know if it's bar or bat. Please specify.
I thought bat was the girls.
Yeah.
Oh, because of him?
No, that's
The boy is bar, girl is bat.
Bat.
Here's Joe in Jersey. You're on the Run of Fez show.
So I work in education. I work with young kids, like 8-year-olds. And I have a big problem where basically it's in the culture of the administration that you're not allowed to tell them that they're bad at something. You're not allowed to judge them, put them in their place. So they come out of school with this overblown sense of self-worth and self-confidence that I really believe it does damage to them as they become adults. They don't realize why people are criticizing me. Why do I stink at this,
This is why I could never be a teacher, because my nickname would be Whiplash. Because I would be telling people this isn't good enough.
Well, I think we can agree you shouldn't say, like, you're bad at things, right? I mean,
Why?
like, maybe...
If you've had
But there's a way to approach things. Like, there's a way to do constructive criticism. Like, if you were in the workplace and you had somebody that you were working with and they kind of sucked at something and you were, like, trying to help them do something, the proper way to approach it would be to say, like, hey, this is what you need to work on and, like, whatever.
For the first 10 times. Well, then after a while, you're like this. Why aren't you picking this up? You stink.
I suppose, yeah.
This is the 10th time I've come to this with you.
Right.
You stink. I'm not going to let you feel good about yourself until the day you're fired. You know?
You can't fire kids from school.
I could. We're going to have to let you go from 3rd grade. You just don't belong here.
It's not working out.
But we do like this kid.
Yeah, of course.
We just think he needs to reel it in a little bit.
Yeah, and have this weird thing be private for your family and not share it with the world who...
You should say, look, to this kid, this would be worse than if you put out your special time videos for people when we don't bother you in the bedroom.
This is way more awkward.
I would say to him, I don't want everybody punching you and kneeing you in the side of the head.
This is a recipe for that.
Like when I went to school, I remember my mom said this to me all the time. Try to fit into the crowd. Just get in the middle of them. Get in the middle of them and run in the middle of that herd. And when the older boys grab someone, that's when you run. Let that person go down. Hang around the handicapped kids or somebody with a hair lip. And when the older boys are punching him, take off.
It's a good lesson.
You got to keep moving all the time.
Survival mode.
Yeah, you got to be able to survive.
But is this the new survival mode? I mean, is this the new... I don't know. It's like, maybe kids are like, how come you don't have a social media footprint?
That's the problem. This is why it's difficult to parent, because you don't know what's the right thing to do. You know? You don't know if you should say, yeah, I guess get your Instagram out there. It's the only way people are going to know you. I don't know, son. Life is moving too fast. You and your robot know what to do more than I do. Max, Richmond.
Hey, Ronnie.
Hey, buddy.
I got 4 kids in junior high and elementary school, and what I'm seeing is stuff like this kid. He uploads this thing, gets 120,000 views of saying, look at me, look at me, look at me, and then his whole town knows about it, and once one person says, that was a stupid video, you look like a fool, and he cries, I'm being bullied. Or more specifically, his mom says, stop bullying my baby, stop bullying my baby. They've changed the definition of bullying to the point where kids can't be kids. If you say anything that isn't totally supportive of everything somebody does, you're labeled as a bully. I mean, it's the moms. It's our generation to label them.
I don't know why you're not allowed to say to somebody, dude, that's not cool. I don't know why.
Yeah, I mean, I guess what really changed is instead of teaching the lesson of how to deal with people criticizing you, people picking on you, the lesson became stopping people from doing it, which I'm not saying is 100% bad either. I mean, it's a huge scale here. Obviously, there's extreme cases of bullying where these kids have to be stopped. What they're doing is sick. This is like, and that's a lesson that needs to be learned. But then there's also something that was like, you don't want your kid to be thin-skinned either. You know,
here's the other thing:
you want your kids to be
if
strong.
if you keep telling every kid that they're special and every kid that he's creative, you have a generation of kids who run out and spend $250,000 on a college education that they signed for, and then show up in New York or Los Angeles as if the world is ready to give them the money back and then give them the money to make a movie. When the fact of the matter is, it's horrible and tough to go to any of those places.
Yeah.
It's a long shot. It's
really
gambling.
Hard revelation.
Yeah.
To be like, oh, nobody is welcoming me on the other side to be like, you're a genius. Here you go, genius. Oh, look at all this art that you made while you were in college. You don't have to worry anymore.
Here's how hard it is. Look at American Idol and see how many people line up when you see all those cities. Even the person who wins probably isn't going to make any money out of it.
Yeah.
And yet you're going in debt year after year. How is that not bullying? How is lying to kids saying, oh, you're really great at everything when they're not? But here's the other part of this. When it comes to creativity, right? Would, let's say, Pollock have been Pollock, right? Mm-hmm. If everyone told him everything that he did was great? No, he was shunned. So he broke through and found a new way to paint. Kerouac couldn't get a book published for like the first, like he had written like 8 books or something before they put out On the Road. Most of the guys that you like were told over and over and over, you're not good enough, and they kept going. No one was sitting there telling Miles Davis, oh, thank God you're here. You know what I mean? This is so great. Look at Miles, is so good. You know, he went up against the thing and had to change it. There's a lot to be said for people who persevere, not just constantly get massaged. Here's Doug. Doug, you're on
Hey, what's
Bennington.
up, guys?
Yeah.
Hey.
Good morning.
Morning.
I'm a school counselor in elementary school, and I agree with you that any kind of real hardcore bullying needs to be slammed and some real serious consequences. But 95% of what I deal with that people think is bullying is just age-appropriate teasing. It's socialization. It's lessons that need to be learned early because we're going to unleash them onto the world, and these kids are not prepared for what's out there. I always tell them that self-esteem is not being told how wonderful you are all the time. It's about trying and falling down and persevering and getting back up. And, we're just not preparing them. They're going to go out into the world and they're going to be really surprised.
Well, the physical kind of bullying that you're talking about, when we say, okay, there's actual laws that nobody can do that to another human being.
Right.
So
Absolutely.
we're covered in that. If somebody is bashing someone's head against a locker, then you call the police. It's not just fun. But if somebody is acting like, hey, you're wearing the weird pants, right? You got 2 things. A, either hear that, turn around or fit in, or B, be Tim Burton. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Just go, oh, you think that's weird? What do you say what I wear tomorrow? I'm coming in here like a Mad Hatter. That kid is cool. Not the kid that everybody loves and supports.
Right. And that kid gets to be cool. Like, he gets his chops by standing against something that is pushing against him. You know what I mean? Like, that's what creates... That's what allows a weird person to be cool. You know what I mean? When you're like, yeah, I totally know what I'm doing. I'm well aware.
And look, let me just say this, because we brought up Bowie this morning and that horrible thing Joe List said.
I know.
Now,
sorry that happened.
What do you think when I'm a kid... I see a guy like Bowie looking like that, sounding like that, growing up the way that I did, where, a gay person was deep in the closet. You know what I mean? I mean, if there were gay people, they weren't saying it. So then I got to sit there at 13, 14 years old and go, I guess gay is cool because Bowie is cool.
Right.
I mean, talk about a breakthrough. So I've never had that homophobic thing because I had gay heroes. I had black heroes. I had Jewish heroes. I wasn't just, no one had to say, love the Jews. They didn't need to say that to me because I had Woody Allen. You know what I mean? I was like, oh my God, I wish I was a New York Jew. Oh, look at P-Funk. I wish I was black.
Absolutely, yeah.
That was the thing. No one needed to tell me, hey, black people are cool. I know, George Clinton. Gotcha. But now we want to say, everybody there's no win, there's no loss. Stop it. Al in New York.
Hey, how are you?
Yeah.
Good morning. I was just, I don't know how familiar you guys are with the Bar Mitzvah industrial complex, but this kid may have just been pushed into it by his mom, who was like Kyle's mom on South Park. And
What you're saying is interesting because you've got to blow away everybody else. I know at the very least he was encouraged. I don't know if he was pushed into it, but he certainly was.
He certainly has a stage mom. I mean, you couldn't make a video of that.
I'm going to change this and say stage dad. Look how thrilled the dad is in this. Everybody but the brother is thrilled in this.
I know.
The brother looks like he wants to go Columbine.
He's in hell.
Mike, Connecticut. How are you, Mike? You're on Bennington.
Good, Ron. How are you?
Cool.
I just wanted to call in and just, I feel like you guys are leaving the parents out of the equation. I had this similar situation happen with my son last year where one of his YouTube videos went viral, and it was a wacky experience and a strange experience, but I think as parents, we did the right thing and stepped in and kind of kept things under control and kept them grounded.
What did your kid do that he went viral?
He had just posted a video on YouTube, which I knew he was doing. I wasn't even really paying attention to it because I knew nobody was watching. And Reddit picked it up. And it was just, he had posted a video. He had gotten one like on one of his videos, and he did a video about how excited he was. And that just, Reddit picked it up, and it went viral. And by the end of the day, he was on Comedy Central with Chris Hardwick.
Oh my God. See, that's the weird thing. If Reddit gets behind something. I
feel like I kind of remember this kid. It's ringing a bell to me.
A kid who just got a like was, what was the name of the video? Because we want to go check it out.
If you search Sir Fedora, that's his YouTube name.
Yeah, all right, we've already found him. And how many hits on that?
On that video?
Yeah.
3 million?
Yeah. All right, about 3 million. Now, so when this thing started taking off like this, what did you do to kind of chill him and chill the situation?
Just pulled him offline immediately. I mean, scared the shit out of me.
Because there's a lot of cruel, weird people out there.
It was, we've met a ton of great people. It's been an amazing experience, but there are just some terrible, nasty people out there. And like when you were talking about, the kids not getting any, negative reinforcement or any bullying or things like that. I mean, him and I will sit down and we'll read through his comments together or his tweets together. And I mean, there's just some folks out there that say some terrible, terrible things to a 12-year-old kid.
Yeah, and I mean, it used to be this was what they aimed at celebrity, but now it's aimed at everybody. But we're not even set up for this in school. We're told, these things don't exist, but they exist in spades. For sometimes I'll just go around and read comments on even the New York Post, and people say horrible things about victims. It's just insane.
It's crazy.
It is insane.
All right, we're going to put your kids' video on and see if it should have been that monster viral.
Oh, no more. I've had enough. But I mean,
I didn't see either. Oh, wait, I did. Hey, YouTube, what is up with Jackson here? And today I'd like to tell you we did it. We hit the 1 like. And I know that you guys are going to be like, dude, it's just 1 like. But it's still awesome that I know that you guys are there. Like, even though you're not there, you're there. I just still think this is pretty awesome. That you guys are actually sticking with it. With it. So actually, I've made a little thing on iMovie that is coming out today or tomorrow, either one, and it's gonna be awesome. And I hope you guys love it. But I know I could just merge it with this video, but I'm like, nah, I'm too lazy. But I should be having a few things coming out, like a few reviews. Yeah, a few reviews. I'm just looking around, making sure they're all still here. Like, yeah, I can't believe we have the like. So I'm going to ask something big. Can we hit the 3 to 5 likes? Something just swipe that up. But whatever, we're back. And yeah, the fact that I hit 5 likes, I have 1 like on my video. I know it's not much, but the fact that 1 person actually took the time to like the video, it doesn't even matter. I'm feeling awesome right now.
All right, Mike. So when this is obviously something you didn't think was going to be a big deal, and then 3 million people end up seeing it.
I mean, completely insane. Like I said, I didn't care he was putting YouTube videos up because nobody was watching it.
Just him and his buddies, yeah.
Him and his buddies. I mean, even if that, I mean, most of his buddies are just filming their own things. They're not even paying attention to what their friends are doing. They're just posting. Nobody's looking or watching. So this was, it was a wild ride.
And how long did you think it stayed crazy before it settled down again?
Well, we're in the car right now heading up to Boston to some nerd convention or something. He's dragged me kicking and screaming into this entire culture, and I mean, it's just you can't look at the YouTube kids as celebrities or as entertainers. They're just kids being kids, and it just picks up this crazy traction.
See, that's the thing about that mitzvah thing. None of us should have seen it. This should have been seen by his family alone.
Right.
Absolutely.
And we're sitting around, we're judging him against Manny on Modern Family. It's just not fair. That kid has raters.
I hadn't even watched my son's video before it went viral. And, there's a hole in the roof, in his ceiling, in his room. You think I wanted that, like, publicly, across the internet? It's been fixed, by the way. I just want them.
All right, thanks, dude.
Let everybody know that. Okay. Thank you.
Peace. Enjoy your nerd convention. I'm going to take one before we go into break here because this is also up on the iBank today. Brian in Cherry Hill.
All right, Mr. B, I'm calling about the same exact thing. 2 days ago, my buddy uploaded a video to YouTube of his 15-month-old baby girl cracking an egg and stirring it to make brownies. Did you see this shit?
No, we have it up on the Interabang, or did it go up already yet? Is it supposed to? We were putting it up under Toddler is Ready for Top Chef. Did not go up yet? All right. We'll have that up by the time we're going to take a break. We'll come back and pick that up. It's Bennington. We've been talking about weird kids uploading videos, and that last one about the guy taking his kid to the nerd convention because Reddit made him into a quick celebrity. There's something cool about that as well,
Sure, yeah, definitely.
I always thought the only true currency in this bankrupt world is what you share with someone else when you're uncool.
When you're uncool.
Yeah. Kids on drugs. Here's Blaine. Blaine, you're on Bennington.
Hey, how's it going, bud?
Hey, man.
I just wanted to touch on what you were talking about earlier about kids not being, told anything negative in school. Like, I remember when I was in 3rd grade, some kid in my class, he told me my painting of flowers sucked in our class, and, basically I punched him in the side of the head, and he punched me in the side of the head, and we got sent to the principal's office and sent home, and then my dad kicked me in the ass when I got home, and I learned not to punch people in the side of the head.
Yeah, that's how you end up learning it, You make your mistakes.
Sure.
One day you'll be cool.
One day, you'll be cool.
Just look under your bed.
Light a candle while you listen to Tommy. We're going to run out of them because we're doing so many of this.
Well, we waited so long today. Why not just jump into it as much as we could?
You'll see your future.
All right, the guy called in and said that his neighbor just went viral. This is the toddler. We have it up on the iBang as toddler ready for Top Chef, but you're going to enjoy this. It's over on the Interabang. Toddler ready for Top Chef. Gail, check this out. So there's the baby ready to can't lift up the eggs.
Give her an egg.
Give her an egg?
Yes.
They're letting the baby cook.
All right.
And she cracks an
Put
egg.
it in.
Like just how Daddy
Put it
said.
in.
Cool.
Yeah.
And puts it perfectly
Wow.
into the bowl.
She didn't get a crack in there.
Look, and now it's stirring it up.
Best chocolate
Making cookies for daddy. Now, they edit out the part, like in another 5 minutes when you watch the long thing, she puts her tongue on the oven rack. So that part was sad.
She wasn't ready for that part of. She's a sous chef.
She is a sous chef. JC.
When you guys were playing the Mitzvah video, I just took a break and actually watched the video. You guys said that the parents put him out there naked, and I thought you were being figurative, but during Blurred Lines, he's literally naked.
The boy is naked.
I mean, and he looks just like Uncle Fester, so you're spot on there, but it's very slippery slope. I mean, even if the friends and family see that, they're going to roll their eyes, but at least they know the family. They know the personality.
Gail made the point that what if this was a little girl and the people would be like
People would be
outraged.
totally freaked out.
Yeah, like
And yes, he does look like Uncle Fester, but I think he has Grandpa Munster's face. Like Uncle Fester's body and head, but Grandpa Munster's face.
I just like to shave the kid down, and I think I'll just leave it at Fester. I feel good about that. The great, was it Jackie Coogan? Is that who Uncle Fester was? Jackie Coogan? You know, Uncle Fester was a kid actor in silent films.
Yeah, I knew that. That's pretty weird. Sorry. You don't have a cough button. Remember that?
The old cough button? Well, this is satellite. You're supposed to cough directly into it. Some velvet morning when I'm straight. Okay, I'm picking up on that.
Yeah, see?
Yeah,
The face of...
you know what? I don't want to say, but it's the nose. He's got his nose. He's got Grandpa Munster's nose.